Hello Aries, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Aries for the middle of June. Now Aries, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now I do not offer personal readings and I will not send you a message on any platform, so do not get scammed. Let's go ahead and get into this mid-month June bonus reading. I would ask that you hit the like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. There's also a link out to my Instagram account in the description below if you'd like to give me a follow there, as well as a whole list of all of the decks that I use in my readings if you're looking to purchase one for yourself. All right. Let's make sure we're all set up here. Cool. And let's also take 3 cards to clarify as we go along, Aries. And we'll also take 3 of these Kipper cards as well. Okay. Aries, energy on the bottom. You have the moon. So the moon represents potentially subconscious fears. When you get the moon card, it could mean that there are some dreams or there's some messages coming through to you in your dreams. The dream world is our sort of where our sort of subconscious rendering happens. And things that have maybe been kept like below the surface or in the surface, they come out through the dream world. And for some of you, this may be on the table here. It's possible that some of you are coming out of I'm going to just say like potentially traumatic period of time in your life. This has already happened. I'm not forecasting this. I do think that by the way, we just have this very interesting combination that I'm going to talk about more with 16, 17, 18 here showing up. To me, this is talking about potentially some of you have maybe gone through a bombshell discovery or some sort of like bombshell reveal or bombshell understanding. I'm getting that word. In that I do think that there's maybe been something pretty serious that has happened in the past. Again, not forecasting this for the future. And that's what I'm going to say, I think, about that right now. That's what's coming into my mind. The moon can also just ask you to trust your gut, trust your intuitive feelings. But yeah, that's what's coming forward for me intuitively at this moment for you. And so let's just dive into this a little bit more here. In the overall situation, or the current situation rather, you do have this Two of Swords. This Two of Swords, this is somebody who's sort of, they need to make a decision, okay? Twos in tarot can represent decisions and choices. And, this person is looking for a solution. They are looking for a decision, but it's hard to look when you're blindfolded, And so this person's having a hard time seeing the road ahead. This person is, potentially challenged by the options that are in front of them. And this can talk about maybe some type of mental interference. The thing is, when you go through traumatic moments in life, when you go through upheavals, it is hard to sort of focus on what is right in front of you. And it's possible that some of you are experiencing a lack of focus at this time. And what I would like to say is that you should just not take it hard. Don't be so hard on yourself. Okay, don't be so hard on yourself if you're having trouble focusing, because it seems like there's been something potentially challenge or big that has happened in the past. And just recognize, give yourself some self-love here, and just recognize that it's totally normal to have focus issues when you go through something traumatic or challenging. In the problem position, you have the Nine of Wands. Look, the Nine of Wands is resistance. Okay, this person is sort of putting their wand in the ground and saying, I'm taking a stand. This person is standing at the finish line. And, they don't recognize how close they are to crossing the finish line. They don't recognize how close they are to completing something. It's the second to last card before you complete the Suit of Wands. And so if we're looking at this cross here with the Two of Swords and the Nine of Wands, you literally cannot see at this moment how close you are. And what I would say is Be very careful that you are not using negative self-talk at this time, because it's going to make crossing the finish line a lot more challenging, Aries, for you. I do see you doing this in the future. Your future looks extremely bright, and that is a welcome sign for you based on what I'm seeing here. But, I think there's been something here that's frustrating you. The Nine of Wands can indicate a frustration. It can indicate, with the Two of Swords, an interference here in your life. Hard to say if this is somebody else's energy or if this is, I wouldn't be surprised if there's, just things going on between you and another person here, or just generally in your life. But yeah, let's keep moving forward. Now, in the past, you have the Tower. So the Tower is obviously, this is something here that is, this is an upheaval in the tarot, okay? The thing is, just an important reminder, I always like to take a more positive approach to these readings to the best of my ability. And the Tower really is a blessing in disguise, because this person's now receiving a way out of a tower that they previously did not have a way of getting out of, okay? And so this is absolutely a path forward. This is absolutely the way out of a challenging situation or a challenging scenario. But at the same time, it is the sort of House of Cards collapsing. And the reality is, when the House of Cards collapses, it's necessary, but it's also challenging. It's necessary, but it's also challenging. And so the thing is, this is in the past. Okay, so this has already happened. Again, just to be very clear here, not forecasting doom and gloom. I think some of you have had, dare I say, a traumatic situation. Okay, if there's one card that indicates trauma in the tarot, it would absolutely be the Tower, and probably also the Ten of Swords. But certainly the Tower. And it's almost like there's this bombshell reveal, or this bombshell understanding, or this bombshell event here in the past where you're like, whoa, I'm shocked. I'm a little bit like deer in headlights type of situation here. Like, where do I go? And I definitely think that this has happened in the past for some of you. Now, in the future, you do have this King of Pentacles here, which can represent somebody who is really hardworking, somebody who's well off, well-to-do, somebody who achieves a high status in their career. The thing is, the King of Pentacles is somebody who is all about routine, okay? Strict kind of day in, day out, get up at, 5 a.m., do my morning routine, go to work, be in the office at 8 a.m., work till 4 or 5, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say here, right? It's the day in, day out type of mentality. And as a result, that sort of approach to their work has really helped them achieve a whole lot. Now, the thing is, while the King of Pentacles does sort of stick to what works, if something is not working, the King of Pentacles has a hard time getting out of the pattern. And so sometimes the King of Pentacles will do the same thing over and over and over again, even if it's not working. And so just something to consider if you find yourself in the future here kind of falling into a similar pattern. I would really pay attention to the results that are sort of kind of rendering out in your world, and ask yourself if these are the results that you want. On your conscious awareness, on your thoughts, or on your mind here, you do have this Seven of Cups energy. So this is potentially an overwhelming feeling. This is the idea that your energy is sort of being spread too thin here. And this can be, this can say that, with the Seven of Cups, this can say that there's a little bit of confusion here. And this is really helping the narrative of the story here. Whatever happened here in the past was so kind of unexpected that you're now a little bit confused. There's that deer in headlights sort of energy that's coming into my mind here, where it's like, whoa, a little bit stunned, a little bit shocked, a little bit confused, a little bit like, which cup do I choose? Where do I go from here, right? With the Seven of Cups symbolism. And again, what I want to say is it's totally okay to be overwhelmed when you go through a traumatic event, and especially when you're dealing with some trauma. And so do not be hard on yourself. You will find the answer. Okay, you will absolutely find the solution to your problem, especially with this amazing staff energy here, which we're going to talk about. In the subconscious, what you can't see or the hidden, you do have the Three of Pentacles rendering out here. Three of Pentacles is really teammates. It's possible that, this Tower moment here was something that happened at work. This could be your colleagues. This could have really caught you by surprise. And, this Three of Pentacles, it is a really good card of reward recognition for all of the hard work you've done. You can see the mallet on their belt, the anvil in the background. This is somebody who, works very hard for the rewards that they have. And so it is possible here that some of you have been doing well, but I do think, which I'm not surprised, I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are doing well at work with the King of Pentacles in the future and the Three of Pentacles here below. But I also think that perhaps there's been a reveal here, or for some of you, the shock here was maybe related to a colleague, or it was maybe related to a work scenario. I would not be surprised. In the staff, in the direction that you are headed, in your current influence, the way that you're influencing the situation, you have the Wheel of Fortune. You know that the wheel has spun in your direction. You know that change is on the horizon. This is a major card of change, but this is about luck and favorability. This is about luck and good fortune. Your favorability is increased with the Wheel of Fortune. The thing is, what I love here is this is your influence, which means the thing about the Wheel of Fortune that gets lost is the Wheel of Fortune asks you to take action, okay? Yes, your favorability is increased, but you must meet the universe halfway, and you must take the hard work, you must do the hard work, you must take the action to kind of follow through and fulfill your destiny. And it says that your destiny is here, but act. It seems like you are acting. It seems like you are putting in the work. You have this Page of Cups here in the external influence. So this is interesting because the external influence is somebody else's potential energy around you. This is also potentially just something coming outside, from outside of you, something that you cannot control. And the Page of Cups can represent potential love offer, love opportunity. But, this has not really been about love in this reading. Although there could be somebody interested. I would want more clarification on that. But, what this could be is that there's like a new offer of happiness that's coming into your life here that you weren't expecting. Because again, this is on in the external. Now I want to spend some time talking about this here. In your hopes and fears, you have the Star card. Okay, now look. So you have the 16, the Tower, 17, the Star, 18, the Moon. 16, 17, 18. Wow. So this situation here has progressed kind of forward here for you with the Tower, potentially traumatic moment in the past. Now in your hopes and fears, the thing is, the Star is about you healing from the challenge. This is about you kind of staying in healing waters of renewal and allowing yourself the space to recover, allowing yourself the space to heal and to learn the lesson of the traumatic moment or the upheaval or the change here. This says that your wish could also be granted. This is one of the big wish cards, but in this case, this is about clearly creating clarity as well. The Star card can also talk about clarity and you getting clear on why this happened, how this happened, removing the confusion, removing the murky water of the Seven of Cups, of the Moon's energy, whatever has been shady or whatever has been unclear, this being resolved, this coming out into the open here. And in the outcome, you have the Page of Pentacles, okay? The Page of Pentacles is your prospects in life looking good. It does say that there is good news on the horizon. It says that there's hope for the future, especially with the Star energy. The Star is more about hope for the future, but putting those two together, Page of Pentacles says that there could be an offer. You have these double pages here in the staff. So for me, 2 or more pages in a reading, especially in the staff, says that there's going to be sort of a lot of communication in your life. There are going to be a lot of offers, a lot of opportunities, a lot of good things coming in here. And for whatever reason, at this point in your timeline, you've had to go through some kind of change or upheaval to then recognize or to then see these offers come in for whatever reason. That doesn't have to happen for everybody, but for whatever reason in this reading, whoever's timeline I'm reading here, these offers are coming in after you've gone through some sort of change upheaval. Let's go ahead and see what else we have here. I mean, you can't even make this up. You have the Death card. So the Death card is not about death and dying. It's literally the card of transformation. Okay, There's so much change here for you. It's like unbelievable with the Wheel of Fortune and the Death card. That in and of itself is major, major, major message of change. But then you have 16, 17, 18, the Tower, the Star, and the Moon. I mean, yeah, it's clear to me that like some event happened, and now as a result of that event, you're like almost completely different, or your mindset's different, your energy's different. Something has happened here, and yeah, it's been a little bit challenging, but guess what? That's part of the experience, right? I don't know anybody who hasn't faced adversity. And you should also just give yourself as much time to heal as you need, which I see you doing. Just recognize, especially now that we have this 10 of Cups, which is kind of good family energy. It's also good energy generally. It's like a burst of happiness. It's like all 10 cups overflowing. It's good times. Just know that the future is extremely bright for you here with this staff energy, and it seems like there's some good stuff on the way. You have Poverty, House, and Main Male here as well. I wonder if some of you have maybe had, I do wonder if maybe some of you have put your house on the market and there's been some challenges there. But again, I think that I'm not forecasting this. I think that this has been maybe something that you've been dealing with here in the past. Yeah, look, this Distant Horizons card, good times ahead, thoughts, keep your thoughts aligned, and message of concern. It's possible that, yeah, that there was just some troubling news or some challenging news here with this message of concern Main Male at this time. There's just been, or sorry, not at this time, in the past year, there's been this troubling news from somebody, and it's almost like for some of you this could be related to your living situation. For some of you it could be related to some other life scenario. And I think that this is what this Tower moment's about. You also have this Distant Horizons, which means good times ahead. You know, things are looking up for you generally. So just keep that in mind. It's almost like the worst is behind you, Aries. So wow. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.